We are on our way to Switzerland, guys. And guess who's at the wheel?
Look at that.
And look what we got, which is rare in Austria to have this much switchbacks. Normally they just take you straight down the hill and let you burn up your brakes. But we are in ski resort area. Actually, we just came through it and didn't film much of it. All you need to know is there's lifts and hotels everywhere. But we came down around this little drop in elevation with that big giant waterfall, and it got beautiful, and I wanted to welcome you guys. We're coming through a little town here, and we are nearing the border, and there is some real pretty houses through this, and actually a lot of different styles. But we were commenting as we were leaving Austria on what an amazing country Austria was. We loved our time there. It's a beautiful country. The people are sweet. The food is good. We had a lot of good times in Austria. We will miss you, Austria. Hopefully we'll see you again. But we are nearing the border to Switzerland. Snow, are you excited?
I am, but I'm really having to pay attention to the roads.
She's almost at the border, guys. She is foci.
Yeah.
As should be.
I gotta do some little roundabout up here. I don't understand.
It's the border. We're leaving. We're actually leaving the EU.
Turn left onto L59.
Switzerland is not in the EU. It is the Schengen, but it is not in the EU. This river right here is the border to Switzerland. So once we get to the other side. Now, one of the things that we have to do for Switzerland is get a vignette, V-I-G-N-E-T-T-E. But we are right now pulling into Switzerland, and there's a big, beautiful church here, but I think we may have to pull off here.
Yeah.
See what's going on, guys. But I can scale.
70 people? No stop sign.
No, you just go. Welcome to Switzerland.
In 300 meters, turn right onto Hinterbergstrasse.
Everything got different, didn't it?
Yeah, it's nice.
Continue straight to stay on Edenstrasse. Continue for 1.5 kilometers. In 200 meters, turn left onto Hartleystrasse.
Let me catch you up, because we have been in Switzerland for a little bit, but it got a little nervous there. It was just kind of, first of all, we had a bridge that had a low clearance that we couldn't get under, and so that just kind of set in a whole chain of events of going a different way and going down all these back roads, and just a little bit tense, narrow roads. But Snow's driving, so I got to enjoy the scenery. A lot of cool different houses and stuff like that. Go ahead, Snow.
So I guess I kind of just thought where we're headed was kind of on a main road. I probably should not have thought that, because we kind of are heading to a place that's not on your main tourist path. But we are getting weaved up and down through small little mountain villages, crossing over some, here they're probably called hills, but there's been some pretty tight turns and some narrow roads. We're on one right now. Hopefully we'll get where we're going soon and I can relax.
Yeah, I think we got to relax and figure this out. It was amazing how things just kind of changed as soon as we crossed the border. I think we've said that a lot of times in countries, but the housing, the siding on the housing has just been absolutely fascinating. And here, just like everywhere, people see our license plates from the US and they're always fascinated, wave, smile. We get the best responses. We love being travelers and being in other countries, and we definitely are loving being in Switzerland.
I'll love it more when we get parked.
Farm tractor coming. Wow. Oh, wow. I've got to tell you guys that when we first pulled into the Dolomites, you just get a certain feeling of epicness, or however to describe it. Look at that huge waterfall going down there. I can tell you that coming into Switzerland, we are getting that same feeling, but in a totally different way. We're coming through the farmlands, and it's just absolutely beautiful. And so I don't know if you guys can see it up there, but up to the left, there's a mountain, and there's one rock, big face, that just shoots up and makes a sharp ridge. Guess what? That's where we're going, guys. Our first adventure in Switzerland. We've only been in here for about 20 minutes, and guess what? We're almost there. Look at that snow. Wow.
The next right to stay on Umfahrungsstrasse, then Umfahrungsstrasse turns left and becomes Weissbadstrasse.
Alright, so
Continue for 3 kilometers.
This is nice up in here.
yeah, I mean, I wouldn't mind paying if we park right here. So I'm gonna pull up here by the vans and park.
Let's drive up there and look, and then come back to the van if you want.
Okay.
All right, guys, if you can see that gondola going up right there, we are parked right here, and right up the hill there, some cows hanging out. And this is significant because tomorrow morning we're going to go up on that gondola, and we have a big hike looking out off of these big mountain ridges and into the valley, and I guess into all of Switzerland, I don't know. But just coming up through the countryside was so beautiful. And yeah, we're just excited silly to be here in Switzerland. Good morning, everyone. So here's the deal. Snow is trying to get a half price ticket.
It's called a Swiss half pass, and it's valid for 30 days. It costs 120 francs, which is probably about 125 US dollars. And it gets us half price on almost all transportation in Switzerland. Trains, buses, ferries, and most importantly, it covers almost all of the gondolas and ski lifts up to the top of these mountains. So it should save us quite a bit of money. We'll kind of keep track and see. If you're only here for 3 or 4 days, it's not something you'd want to do. We're going to be here for like 10 to 14 days and hopefully take you up to the top of a lot of mountains. So we're going to buy the Swiss half pass.
But when we woke up this morning, it was raining. And as you look around, there's a lot of mountains we just can't see the top of. And in fact, right now, we can't even see the top of where the lift goes. So anyway, one of the things about this pass is we've got to use it. Besides, it's not raining right now, even though it's cloudy. We're anxious to get outside and see the beautiful nature here in Switzerland. So let's go, let's do this. So if you come this way, you go down through a cave?
Yeah. And through the famous guest house here in the cave.
Oh,
The rocks.
yeah.
I will do this one. This one is very cool to go up here and then go the line down to the sea.
So Sam, the guy who apparently runs the cart here, was just very nice and gave us some tips with the trail map that's right inside. I think we're still undetermined exactly what Curt is going to do up here. It looks like I probably have 3 options. One little hike to a famous guest house, one hike up to more of a ridge, or just sit at the restaurant. So hopefully it's not that one. I think I want to do the ridge. Rocking and rolling.
Rock and roll, Ayatollah. Oh, we can see mountains over there. We can get above the clouds a little bit. Just like that. We're in the clouds.
It's the cave.
Oh, right there.
Street there.
All right. And we are rocking and rolling as we come up over the top and luckily out of the clouds. And
I think they're going to come and go today.
it's a mixed bag. Look at the big bell on that cow. I don't know if we're going to be able to see it, guys.
Oh, so there's a giant bell.
Yeah. Oh, look at the little cave there.
So the trail down to the cave is over here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, look at the milk jugs.
All right, there's Sam, the one that's giving us the tips on the hikes.
Pretty helpful. Thanks, Sam.
And we're fixing to split up. Kurt's going to take you down to a cave. Thank you, Sam.
You're welcome.
And I'm going to walk past these milk jugs, which explains all the cows we are seeing up here. All right, Kurt's taking you on an adventure. I'm taking you for some hot chocolate. Ooh, some Swiss hot chocolate. Let's go get some. But first, we got to get up this hill. Now up here in this cloud is very humid. It's something I've been learning the longer I live with this heart failure diagnosis. This humidity makes things a little bit harder for me. But that's okay, because heat makes it a little bit harder too. And it's definitely not hot up here today. So I'm only dealing with one of the extra things that makes my walking a little harder. But when it's this beautiful around you, it doesn't matter.
This one's going to take us down around the cliff. And I think there's going to be like a church or something down there. And then I got to go back up to meet her at the lodge. And so that's where she's headed. And it's misty and cool. So I'm guessing it's probably about 50 Fahrenheit would be my guess, 55. And there is like a light, I won't want to call it a mist, but definitely a moisture from the clouds. And we're coming down here through all the cows. And this one has a giant bell I've got to show you when I get down here.
The mist is actually turning into a bit of a sprinkle. So I'm going to stop here at this park bench and put on a raincoat. But we got to put the camera away. I'll see y'all once we get right up there.
Bad news is it started raining, and it really was when I started coming down this mountain and got to the level at about where we hit the clouds. But I got the rain gear on my backpack, I got my raincoat on, and we did make it down here to this ledge I was telling you about. So I know it's cloudy, but maybe you can see above us. That's where the lift went up. But if we come around here, we're kind of coming down the cliff face, and there's all sorts of little flowers and little grasses growing out of these rocks right here. And it's really cool. And it's very misty.
We made it to the Ebenalp guest house. And what you need to know is you can spend the night up here. Beautiful sunsets and sunrises, I'm sure, when there's no clouds. But the kiddies mean we sleep in the van. Let's go inside.
It's like a little tunnel, really, actually more like a cave. And Sam told us about this. He said, come around here, and the only way to get around the cliff is through this cave. And I can hear the water dripping down from the ceiling. I think Switzerland stays wet most of the summer. I think it's really kind of a misty, rainy area, almost like a cloud forest. But I think we're only at about 2,500 foot elevation, so usually their cloud forests are a little bit higher, but that's what the environment feels like, except cooler. But we are continuing to go down in this cave. But we've come down quite a ways through this cave, and I can see the light at the end of the tunnel, and it looks like we're about to get out. The actual height of it, there's been plenty of clearance through the whole thing. But here, I think I've got room, but I still find myself squatting a little bit. Pretty cool, huh, guys? Nice little cave walk early in the morning. Nice thing is, it's not really raining in here until you get out toward the outside. And then, well, water just sprinkles down through the cave entrance.
So you get a cup of hot milk and some powder.
Oh, but now this. Just turn the corner right here. You guys watch along that cliff face. You can just see big birds diving in and off the ridge. There's a little bell up there. And this is a little prayer room up here. Again, I don't know the history of this or the story behind this, but pretty cool building. I'm sure it has some kind of monastery or religious thing, is what I believe I understand. Maybe somebody lives there, I don't know. But the bridge just wraps around. And so this little bridge right here is, yeah, it's on the edge of the cliff. And oddly enough, as we come through here, look, you can see there's a trail down below us, and we're coming around here on this cliff face. I turned around the corner and it looks like there's some kind of guest house or refugio or lodge here, and on the side of the mountain there are a bunch of goats grazing, and it's pretty steep pasture land. I don't think the goats mind. We're gonna go ahead and go on up through this because the refugio we want to go to is up where snow is. And I'm sure during the summer this thing's wide open, but right now it is closed, and there's big giant water dripping on us. And if you guys are wondering why, it's because there's a cliff face above us. So up here they do have a little like convenience store that's opened up with some beer and some cheeses and some sausages in case you want a snack. It looked like it was kind of self-serve. Maybe somebody comes around if you go to buy something. They had some souvenirs, some t-shirts and other stuff. But we're still hanging off the cliff. We got a couple work vehicles here. Another structure that's kind of built into the cliff. Oh, and look at these chickens. Didn't expect to see these. And one big, at least one rooster, maybe two. Pretty little walk. But we've been walking down the whole time, so I think now it's time to pay our dues. I think we're gonna have to head back up. And that's what we're gonna do. because we're climbing up this rock face, and of course we're going on these windy trails around the way. But it is pretty steep, so if you're ever wondering if Snow should have taken this route with me, we've got our answer. The answer is no. The downhill would have been nice, easy breezy for her, but this uphill is pretty taxing. All right, so this area turned really switchbacky, and you can see it's because it's straight up. There's short switchbacks, but if you can see the yellow shirt down below, I just passed those guys about 5 minutes ago, and well, they're taking a break. But we're gonna keep going, or I think we're almost to the top. I can see another switchback there, and I believe we might be up there. Fortunately, the rain stopped. The visibility's still low, but maybe it'll get better when we get up here. And we made it. Now we gotta see where the lodge is. So I just came through that turnstile right there, and you guys aren't gonna believe this. But all of a sudden, we're not in the clouds anymore. Pretty cool. It's still, there's clouds all around us. And well, I don't know what the visibility is gonna do for the rest of the day. So let's go catch up with Snow and make a plan.
You're breathing hard.
That's kind of steep.
Yeah. How was the cave?
It was really cool. It was actually bigger than I thought. The cruise down, easy peasy. Hike up, steep. Yeah, you made the right call.
Yeah, I knew I did. The hike up to here was good for me.
Yeah. Right up here is the ridge walk that we were planning on or hoping to do. And if you can see, the clouds are just rough. There's even some snow back there. But the problem is with this visibility, I don't know if we're going to be able to get up there. And but look at the big waterfalls down below and all the cliff faces. It is really beautiful right through here, guys.
I think the humidity makes it harder for me to breathe on these elevations. So I'm definitely not going to try it in these clouds.
Well, oh, there's the lake.
Oh yeah, that's where you would have walked
Lake
down
Seepin.
to.
So you just walk down to there. Maybe I will walk down. All right, there is a lake down there, and I have decided that I'm gonna walk down to the lake and walk back down to the van. If you guys can see, there's sort of 3 levels of cliff faces. So we've got the upper one up here, kind of in the clouds, and then down below that, there's another cliff face. And they're just waterfalls dumping all around off of that thing, and those dump down into this lake. So I walk down this cliff face down to the lake, and then here down here there's even another cliff face. So I'm not sure which one I take, but there's more just waterfalls everywhere. Beautiful views. So I'm gonna walk down. Snow's gonna take the trolley.
The gondola down, get warmed up in the van, and have the van ready to roll for when he gets back.
All right, we're on the move, guys.
There goes Kurt, taking the long way down. There's the outside of the little refugio, the little guest house where we had our hot chocolate. We sat outside and ate some sandwiches we brought with us. That is something we're probably going to do a little more here in Switzerland, trying to offset the expense of this country. Whew, look at how beautiful it is up here, even with the clouds. But we're gonna take the gondola back down and get to the van. For those of you that are wondering, we're at about 5,200, 5,300 feet elevation up here, and the wildflowers are just beautiful around here. And we got some bunnies and chickens. It is chilly, but as you start hiking, of course you warm up, so Kurt should be fine. Look at these cute bunnies. Look at them. Hi, chickens. All right, we gotta keep going down. Back to the van and the kitties.
The turnstile should look familiar. I came up this way once before, and now I'm going back. I'm just not 100% sure that this goes down by the lake, but I see some people walking down that way. So I'm gonna go for it. We'll see what happens.
So the gondolas run up and down about every 15 minutes. That makes it nice. You're not worried about catching them on the hour or anything like that. Something I'm really enjoying. We kind of got into it to begin with in the Dolomites. And now it looks like it's going to be everywhere in Switzerland as well. It gets me up to the top of the mountains without having to do crazy hikes, which is awesome. This is where me and Kurt met for lunch. I've walked down here to the gondola, and the van is right here. Kurt is going to come right through here, walk down to this lake, and then come back to the van.
So I've just now made it to the crossroads. So this would have been the trail that I came up when I came around to that fancy little resort there on the side of the mountain and the monastery and all that. But instead of going to the left, I'm going to go to the right. And yeah, I'm going. Let's see what the sign says. Antwerp Mesmer. See that? Antwerp Mesmer. So hopefully that brings us down by the lake, guys. That's where we're trying to get. Ooh, fingers crossed. Look at this, though. And the rewards on this little hike come quick. And I'm not talking about the fact that it's a nice downhill trail. But look how these views have opened up. I got a cliff up to the right. And down there to the left below me is the lake. And it's a beautiful, deep blue. And then, as I told you earlier, there's just waterfalls pouring off the mountains everywhere. Ha ha ha. Wow.
All right. Feels kind of like we're falling.
Now, I should say, as we started going down, it's like there's little streams that eventually become waterfalls are following the trail down as well. And so the rocks are slippery. However, so far it seems like the grip is pretty good. So here you can see right here, just a little trickle coming down. And this is my trail. And the water just runs off down the mountains. And it makes this grass so green and rich, and that is why the dairy here, the dairy cows, and the milk and the cheese and the creams and all that are so good from this region right here. And we've seen them kind of bringing the milk down the lifts of these cows, and we can just hear the constant clanging of the cowbells. It's so special.
All right, I made it down to the bottom. It was a beautiful ride. It's a stunning valley through here. But we're gonna head to the van. Kurt thinks that hike will take him about an hour and 15 minutes. So I'm thinking maybe an hour and 45 minutes. But we'll have the van ready to roll as soon as he gets here and head on to our next spot.
So I'm coming along this trail, and all of a sudden there's this big boulder to the left. And if you can see, these trees are all snapped off. And all this is fresh right here. It looks like a boulder kind of rolled down the mountain or something. Oh, something fell off from above. But it knocked down this bush. And you can see this is definitely fresh. But anyway, we got to be careful for falling rocks now. The point of the lake is right down there, so I'm definitely getting closer. But one thing from above is you don't realize how far this way I am. So I think this trail goes all the way around the other end of the lake. So I have no idea how I'm gonna get down there. There's another gorge right there. And I told Snow I was gonna be back to the van at 2:30. Now, right now I'm thinking, okay, I got two choices: to keep going this way and hustle along, or I have to go all the way back up to the cable car and take that down. So I think this is the only way down for me. So I got to keep going. We're going to find out.
So I think this mountain range, well, we're in the northeastern part of Switzerland. And I think it's called the Appenzels or the Alpsteins. And right down here would be a bigger city. And there's a little area, a little town we came through getting here. And this is the train station and kind of where we're parked. Now we went up here. Kurt did the cave hike. I hung out up here at this guest house. Now Kurt is coming up, taking one of these trails. Gonna come down and go see the Sealpsee. So See, S-E-E, means lake here. And then he'll walk on down here and come to the van from the other side of the road. But you can see all of these beautiful mountains.
Oh my, I just came around the corner and it kind of took my breath away a little bit. Look at this, guys. This is a beautiful valley, and the way down is seeming much more clear as we've gotten down here lower. What a rewarding journey. I'm just gonna move up and around this cow. Her bell's bigger than mine. I'll just move around her nice and quiet. How cool, guys. I didn't expect to see that. All right, it looks like we're gonna come up on a couple other cows. And there's another hiker coming up with a big old backpack. And I think they're staying out front. How are you? Sorry. Look at this. Hey guys, what's up? It's all good. It's all good in the neighborhood. I'm just passing through. Just passing through. Story of my life. What a pretty walk through the cow pastures and 2 cow encounters. And it was just with all the wildflowers and all the just majestic views. It was amazing. But now we have this high-tech fence that we have to cross. Looks like we got to pull the slots out and then cross back. There's an electric fence up here. And wow, there's a couple more cows in the trails. The fence is intact. And now the next challenge. We got another cow jam. Hey Bessie, excuse me. I'm just gonna walk on by. I'll just walk on by. I'm gonna go between you and her. I'm gonna try not to disturb either of you. I'll come right down here. I'm a friendly backpacker. Don't eat me, please. I promise I won't eat you, only your cheese. We made it through another cow jam, number 3. How beautiful is that? Oh, look at this. We still got a ways to go, guys. Yeesh. Better check my watch. All right, I'm getting a little concerned. And the concern is, well, you can see the end of the lake right there. So that's the trail I want to get on. But we're still up here pretty high. And it looks like the trail keeps going up. And I don't know if you can see it, but where those mountains shoot up, at the base of those glaciers is a mountain hut. And then over here is another one. So I can see a trail along the other side of the ridge. So I'm hoping I don't have to hike that whole entire loop. But we'll see. I just don't see another way down. So it's 2 o'clock. I just left Snow an hour ago, and I told her I thought this would take me an hour to an hour and a half. I'd be back at the van by 2:30 at the latest, easy peasy. And so we've been walking for an hour. I made it to the end of the lake, which kind of is where I'd start walking back to the van. And well, I'm way above the lake. So, and unfortunately, the trail down looks like a cow path, not a trail. And this trail goes up, and it looks like all the way around that gorge. So that's going to add easily a couple more hours to this hike. So I just called Snow to let her know. And I got enough energy in the tank. But if I got to walk all around there, I need to get going because the weather is supposed to be coming in, and you can see it setting over the clouds. So we got to hurry through this, guys. This was definitely unplanned, but let's go. This is so much further than it looks. Can't even see around to where this trail started. It just keeps wrapping around this mountain and going around and around. I see some signs up here, and I'm hoping one of them's a crossroad down to the lake. Fingers crossed. Every so often you come to these turnstiles, and I think it's to keep the cows separated. Maybe different farmers, not sure. But here's the sign. Good news, guys. Sealpsee. Left turn down the hill. That's the lake I'm going to. You can see there's still a lot of meat on the bone up there to get around that, and ultimately back over to there and then down that side. It would have been a huge task. So this sign is a good sign, a happy sign. I'm excited. Let's head down to this lake, and it looks like our walk down is going to be facing these waterfalls and this beautiful cliff face. I just messaged Snow and told her the good news that there was an intersection so we didn't have to walk all the way around there. And we got another one of these trick gates here. It's like an escape room. Matt and Megan will get that. And look down there at the bottom. It looks like a traditional style farming little village out there, and I can see all kinds of cattle below, and there's cattle up by the trail, and it looks like another hiker out there. But the way down is starting to reveal itself, and woohoo, I'm excited, and I'm definitely getting my reward. This is a nice descent right here, not too steep, but yeah, getting on down there. It's a nice wide enough trail. The rocks got good footing. There is no water, but there is probably random cow bombs on the path. At least there has been throughout. But we are booking it now. What a pleasant treat. I was just kind of coming down a smoother area, and then all of a sudden I got through like a nice little rocky technical spot. Rocks had good grip, so it was just nothing but good fun downhilling. I like playing on the rocks. I really do. And these are good ones. Cow jam number 4 or 5. I guess at this point I'm losing count. I don't know how we're gonna get around this one. I guess right through there. And this trail's like an escape room. So this is another gate, and this one I had to step over. Sorry, no video included, but I will let you see these beautiful views that we're getting right now. At least 4 waterfalls in sight. That blue lake is right beneath us. We're moving down quickly, but we got a long ways to go. This is steep, and it's still, look at the lake down there, guys. I think I got a little too happy about the technical bits and the smooth, easy downhill a bit too soon, because all that has taken a serious turn, and we are going down jaggedy, kind of twisted rock path down through here now. Aye.
Some rise, some fall, some devil runs through us all. Some stable, some rich, just chemicals in my brain. I keep pushing but there's no relief. I keep trying but I cannot sleep. I'm a man possessed, I'm a man obsessed, and I cannot stop, gonna keep on going till there's nothing left. I'm a man possessed, I'm a man obsessed, feel it in my bones, running through my blood, get it off my chest. One mission, one dream, one vision I've always seen. I'm savage, I'm stuck, till I have it, it's never enough. I keep pushing but there's no relief. I keep trying but I cannot sleep. I will never rest. I'm a man possessed, I'm a man obsessed, and I cannot stop, gonna keep on going till there's nothing left. I'm a man possessed, I'm a man obsessed, feel it in my bones, running through my blood, get it off my chest. I'm a man possessed, I'm a man possessed, and I cannot stop, gonna keep on going till there's nothing left. I'm a man possessed, I'm a man obsessed, feel it in my bones, running through my blood, get it off my chest. I keep pushing but there's no relief. I keep trying but I cannot sleep. I keep pushing, I keep pushing. I keep pushing but there's no relief. I keep trying but I cannot sleep. I keep pushing, I keep pushing. I'm a man possessed, I'm a man obsessed, feel it in my bones, running through my blood, get it off my chest. I'm a man possessed, 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 I'm a man possessed.
Ooh, I think in the UK they would call that a banger. Man, that thing was a twisted sister. That thing was a ride. And it was rocky. And I don't know if you can kind of notice, but it's pretty damp through here. So it was a little slippery too. And it was steep and it was fun. And well, I'm just happy to be alive in Switzerland. And I turn the corner and see straight down with a bunch of cables here. Oh, the challenging bits right at the end. The world is a beautiful place. Just look at this, guys. So we just came down the hills. A long walk, but it definitely got gentler, and actually just a nice, easy pace, fun walk down after we got that through that grueling cable walk. But there's more cows down here, and look here, woohoo! We almost made it to the lake.
Kurt made it back in the rain. He's devouring a sandwich, and I fixed him a fresh orange drink right away.
I was over 2 hours late.
He was a little late, but he did message, I did know. But it did kind of mess up where we were headed, but we hope we can find a place at least halfway to where we want to be tomorrow. But first things first, we need to stop and get some Swiss francs. They don't use the euro here in Switzerland. So we're looking for an ATM, and then we'll drive maybe an hour or so and try to find somewhere to sleep a little closer to where we want to go tomorrow. If you like this video, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that notification bell so you guys know when we put out new videos. And don't forget, you can always follow us over on Instagram to see what's going on in between videos. Cheers, guys!